What's up everybody? This is a video that I've been waiting to make for a long time. I've been looking for a way to get a pair of these in my hand, and I finally do after the latest release. We've got a pair of YEEZY 450s. These are like the claw shoes, like knit claw shoes, or almost like flames coming up or something like that. They're one of the wildest recent sneaker designs I can think of, and I really wanted to see what they were like in person, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a close-up look at these, I'm gonna give you my takes, show you all the details, and then we'll try them on. I'll tell you how they fit, how they feel, and we'll just get a vibe for them, see if they're actually worth it. So let's dive in. Yo, before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content, and also if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. All right, so this box is actually tiny. Like, there's my hand. That's so much smaller than your usual shoe box in terms of how high it is. It's also shorter. The width, it's just not that big at all. It almost looks more like boxes that you get a pair of slides in or something like that, and not just YEEZY slides, but any pair of sandals you get, they're in a box like this. This is not your normal shoe box size. You can see taking up like the entire height essentially is the 450. It's super clean print, and you can still see the cardboard kind of color and texture coming through the black. It's not like a pure black, as you can see. The edges, they aren't like totally cleanly rounded. They are at kind of harsher angles, as you can see, and that's for pretty much all of these edges here. The exception being the zero, which goes around much more smoothly. You get a little cutout pull tab right here, and then both of the long sides, as you can see, are blank. The short side that pulls out says YEEZY 450, made by Adidas, and then the Adidas logo here. Interestingly, that Adidas logo, it's not centered with the bottom cutout tab. That's probably a good giveaway for fakes. And then you've got the same print on the other side, but you also get your sticker. We'll get to that in a second, but first, on the bottom, we also have a logo right there. So as for this sticker, it's gonna look very familiar if you've had any Adidas sneakers in the past before. YEEZY 450 US. This one's a 10.5. We'll definitely talk about sizing later. The French sizing is 44 2/3. That is so hyper specific. Model number a bit bolder. Colorway all sulfur. Originals. These ones are made in Germany, which is really interesting. A lot of sneakers made in China, Vietnam, stuff like that. So the fact that it's made in Germany actually adds a little extra element of like luxury to it, because that's not something you see every day. And finally, off to the right, you've got a barcode and a UPC number, all that good stuff. So now let's open this up and see what we've got. So this pulls right out of here. And you can see the first thing on this stock paper, kind of like a beige stock paper, is a paper sticker in like a cardboard texture that says in all caps in that like YEEZY kind of font, made in Germany. All right, let's get this out of the way. And there are our sneakers. Man, these things are wild. The claws also have a really weird like coated feel to them. I was expecting it to be a bit more foamy, but it feels more like plastic or something, at least in the coating. I also just want to say right off the bat, they have a really wild smell to them. Like, hold on, give me a... Oh, what does that smell like? Paint. It smells like paint. That is so weird. I've never gotten a pair of sneakers that smells like that before. So if you want to do the StockX authenticity check, these things should kind of smell like paint. Like the smell you get when you walk into a Benjamin Moore or whatever. That's what these smell like. We do get some tags attached to these. Let's take a look here. So first is this tag. We've got a barcode, RFID, all that good stuff. YEEZY 450, male over there. Same model number that matches the box. And then all the sizing down here, which should also match the box. The back of that has the fabrication, and I'm very curious about this. Yo, that's hilarious. It just says synthetic, whatever. So these things are very plasticky, I guess you would say. Although, on the good side of that, apparently, This is made with recycled materials. That's in 3 languages there, and this says end plastic waste. I do appreciate that. I am about that. So thanks, YEEZY. The back of that has like a QR code, I guess, if you want to learn more. And then you get some like wash instructions, basically just saying don't wash. You've got English, French, Chinese, and Japanese here. And those are all attached with just like this clear plastic. All right, and now on to the shoes themselves. As you can see, it's a knit upper, and it's like a tight knit upper because the top around the ankles, it kind of condenses inwards. That's like its resting state right there. You've got 2 textures to the knit. You've got this kind of like mesh crisscrossing going on here, but then the lace closures is more of a classic rib knit. You know what? I'm going to actually add a third in there. The mesh, the rib knit, and then like a tighter knit up here at the front of the ankle and the back. So it's a fairly stiff knit, I would say. It's got a lot of stretch to it, definitely, but it's pretty stiff at the same time. And I think that's because I learned from the Rose Anvil channel. He's awesome. He cuts sneakers and boots in half, that this is a double layer knit as opposed to, I think the 350 is just a single layer. So that adds some toughness, but also probably that stiffness as well. And then you've got all these claws coming up, starting up at the front and then going along the back. And these are completely fused to the knit. Like there's no way those are ever coming off, I would say. And you'll also know, I mentioned this already, but the claws themselves, they're coated. You can see the texture going on in there. You'll also notice it's not like the cleanest mold. You can see the line right there. And also at the tip of the toe, that's where like the 2 halves of the mold meet, and they leave a little bit that seeps through the inside. But then I think more intentional is this lip that goes around at the bottom of these claws here and turns into the sole, which is more of like, it's a different texture. I guess, actually, I'm guessing it's the same thing as these claws here, but it just doesn't have the coating anymore, which is really cool. And you can see it's in this very kind of like naturalistic, alien-like, it's like squiggly pattern is the most I can say. Almost looks like waves or something. And way up at the top of the toe, you have a pressed-in Adidas logo. The lace is very, very simple, just kind of like a woven beige lace there, as you can see. And where those laces go is through, it's just more knit. And the knit is attached to the upper. It's all one piece, as you can see. Now, what's going on inside here? So it looks like the insole is the same color as the upper, and it says YEEZY in that font there. And it looks like that is in like a dark gray. And then to the right of that is the 3 stripes, but no Adidas print underneath. It's just the stripes. We also get this sizing sticker, and this, it really is just a sticker. It's not inside the tongue or anywhere like that, so this will come off over time. So if you're looking at used pairs or something, yeah, that's probably not going to stay there after being worn a bunch of times. So now my next question is, does this insole come out? Oh, I definitely think it's going to. That thing's loose in there. All right, so there's our insole. Again, yeah, essentially the same color as the upper. And there's that print there. It's actually a lighter gray than I thought it was. And the bottom, you can see that like recycling texture. That's like the natural colors of recycled plastic or foam or whatever. But then you've got these blue kind of added pads here. And the back one has Adidas printed into it. And now one of my favorite parts is looking underneath the insole, the stuff you're not supposed to see, right? And I noticed right away there's some black right there. I'm not sure why. And it's kind of like a harder plastic feel to it. And you can see the texture. It's got an almost like foam texture to it, like natural foam. That's really, really interesting. Okay. Man, these shoes are absolutely nutty. I gotta know how they feel. All right, now that we've looked at all of the details, it's time to put these shoes on. I don't know what to expect. Let's see. Whoa, these are insane to wear. Probably one of the most unique pairs of sneakers in terms of the fit and feel that I have ever worn, I would say. It's just unlike anything else I'm used to. So first, let's talk about the fit. That's probably something a lot of people want to know about because YEEZY fits are just all over the map and kind of make no sense. And these ones, they fit really tight, I would say. The Adidas site at the very least, and I think the Yeezy site too, they say to order at least a half size above your normal size. I would suggest going with a full size above. I normally wear a 10. These are a 10.5. My toe is reaching the very, very end of the knit of the upper, and you can tell it's pretty tight. So I would do a full size up for anyone out there. Another thing to note about the fit is that it is a very narrow footbed. I have wide feet, and I can really feel the sides of my feet going over either edge of the shoe. Not necessarily in a way that I hate. I felt it on certain shoes where it's like, this is just unwearable to me. I still find them wearable, but I can tell they're quite narrow compared to other shoes I've got. And now, how about the feel? I also, it's hard to answer this question actually. The knit upper, I love the stretch, but again, it is stiff. I'm hoping that'll break in with time. But each step feels really nice. I do like the sole unit, whatever you want to call this, that's going on with the claws and everything. I've got a nice amount of feel beneath my foot. I don't feel like I'm losing all feeling, but it also feels like there is a solid foundation there underneath. So the build quality seems good with a knit upper, and the fact that it's kind of like a flex foam for the claws. I'm not really worried about creasing the vamps or anything like that, but it's just a really, really odd pair of shoes. You've got a bit of extra kind of just space, I don't know, an extra jutting effect going on in the back by the heel, but then I find it quite tight up by the toes. So I wouldn't say I'm like blown away by the feel of these. There's a couple weird elements, but also ones that I think I could get used to, especially if I had another half size up. I think that would be the key there. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like these? Do you hate them? Do you have a pair? Are you thinking about getting a pair? And I don't know, let me know what you think I should do. Should I try and flip these? Should I keep them around, wear them in a bit? I don't know, I'm curious for your takes, because these things are just so unlike anything else out there. Yeah, just wild. So those are the Yeezy 450s, the Sulfurs. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.